Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Welcome to my Monday night stream. I hope everybody is well and has had a lovely Monday so far. I had a nice day spent with my family, which was really nice. Good evening, Brain Manager. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. And we also have Mr. Deadfellow and Costa. How are you? And Ruben. Haven't had a nice Monday. Oh, sorry to hear that, Ruben. And Lizard Wow, how are you? Doing good. How about myself? Doing very well, thank you very much. People undercutting for 200 gold. Ouch. Yeah, when it's by a large amount, then that's certainly not fun. Certainly not fun at all. Not a lot you can do about that, unfortunately. How are you doing, Lizard Wow? Hope all good. But outside in the world, it's nasty and hot. Ouch. Yeah, it's definitely a lot cooler here in the UK, so I'm at least thankful for that. Commander Bond, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you've had a good Monday so far. Thank you very much, Lizard. So as you can see, Samadan is a fish. We have been working on over today a bit more of the Underlight Angler, and we got a few extra artifact traits, so we now have the ability to be a fish, which is really nice. And I wonder if it's going to be really useful for BFA for travelling around, as I'm not a druid. So I'm looking forward to making good use of this, and also making good use of my water walking ability, which is also awesome. I just have to remember to turn that off when I'm landing somewhere. Hey Gabbana, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Alright, so let's head on over. If you can hear a squeak in the background, I do apologise. Mr. Potato seems to be getting a little bit rusty in the fan department. So if you can hear a little squeaky noise in the background, that's one of Mr. Potato's fans that's decided to go a little bit AWOL tonight. Hey Wolfsbane, how are you? First time catching me live? How did I get the transform into a fish? This is with the lovely, whoops, wrong button, Underlight Angler artifact, which I got in Legion just recently, the past couple of weekends. And you have, let me have a look, let me show, if I shift click on this, it's its own artifact with its own power, and you have certain traits you can earn by fishing up certain rares. And one of them is this one, Underlight Blessing, become a fish when underwater, allowing you to breathe water and swim rapidly, which is really handy. And this second one here, Surface Tension, means you can walk on water as well. The only other one I haven't collected yet is this one, Way of the Flounder, reducing enemy detection range whilst fishing. That could be handy. Crazy Pink Iguana, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. But I'm really enjoying fishing with Samadan. It's really, really nice and really relaxing. So onwards and upwards over to the auction house. Do I have a list of trade goods to flip? So you flipped Shard Ice up yesterday. Just flipped some today for a very, very nice profit. Excellent, Cabana. Very good indeed. That's the only vendor one that I know of, although you can do similar with the leatherworking shoulders, if you've got those. Stonehide and Storm Scale, isn't it? Can I use it on all alts? The Angler, no, I think you have to get it for each character. Hey Danny, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Felworth. Oh, okay. It's not the other one. Okay. But yes, it's the other things I can think of that you can do is actually selling vendor items. You buy those like the Dalaran cooking supplies, and you can sell them for a profit. There's a lot of those around. But that's more the other way, rather than getting something cheap from the auction house and selling it to the vendor. There's quite a few things you can buy from a vendor and sell for a profit. Hey Huxnaver, how are you? Doing very well here. Hope you're doing well yourself. Right, we've got some sales, some purchases. I think I also need to do some expires coming in as well. So let's take the buys. What have we got so far? Yeah, okay, so this is most of the stuff from today. So 36,000. We have Hexweave bag, which is a very good price of 3,300. GG Kant, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. We did sell some wild jade that I had spare, so I managed to sell some of that. We've also got usual enchants selling, which is nice. Elemental Force is doing well at 2,000. Quite like the price on that one. Hey, Intro Misen, how are you? Welcome aboard. Hope you'll learn a lot. Well, pull up a chair, and if you'd like to ask any questions, you're more than welcome. What we're doing here is we're literally just going through my usual gold making routine. At the moment, it's collecting at my mail, so we've got 36,000, mainly enchant sales and the occasional satchel there, some wild jade here, and the odd bit and pieces. But mainly enchants are doing well for me at the moment, which is good because I haven't done any cooking, which used to be my supporting profession. And so now my supporting profession is just enchanting and tailoring, not counting my other characters at the moment. So we are taking a bit of a loss in the gold amounts because of that, with no cooking to supplement us. Oh yes, I was playing around with different groups. Let me just change my profile back to my regular one. There we go. That should be all well and good now. There we go. Alright, let's do a quick look now. Mark of Heavy Hide has just sold. So let's start with our usual Shalderai Silk Search. That's a tongue twister and a half. So we're carrying on buying anything under 2 gold 42. And I would like to leave one of these on. So I'm going to leave this one of 2 on. I'm going to take that. And then I'm going to do the rest, which are around it. Maybe that one of 80, and then the rest I'll leave there. There we go. Make me proud. Oh, hi from Meriki. Oh, that's very kind. Are my TSM4 settings out someplace? I do have a paste bin, which is it's kind of old, but it's also up to date because it's the one I dug out and reused. You're more than welcome to take my paste bin and try and import it and grab whichever bits you think might be useful. Obviously things are always evolving and changing, so it's a constantly evolving process, and if you do import it you'll have to change, make sure you've got the prices of things like Blood of Sargeras set to an amount, otherwise some of the crafting operations won't work and they'll be invalid. But that's what I tend to use. That's my main setup that I've been developing over the past sort of 7 months. Seems like a good time for crafting. People may be selling old mats from their banks before BFA hits. Yes, definitely. 5k Shalderai for 50 silver. Very nice, Essidar. Very nice indeed. Do my guides show to do this on YouTube? Oh, McVaney, thank you ever so much for the surprise subscribe. Very kind of you for the support. Not for importing Gabbana. If you basically, what you need to do is you go into TSM here and you go into the import export tab here, and there's an import on this side, and you go to that paste bin, you copy all the text and then you paste it in here, and then you click import, and then what that does is bring everything in, and you can decide which ones you want to bring in. It's quite overwhelming to start with, especially with a group like mine, which is a bit of a mess. There's a lot of groups and operations in there, which some of which you won't necessarily need, but if it's something you just want to pick through, you're more than welcome to go. You could always make a new profile, create a new one and import it into there, and then you can cross and compare and switch between profiles. Six Moon, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Going to head out to complete bigger fish to fry. Any advice? Yes, if you can, buy the things you need on the auction house. It's a lot easier and a lot simpler rather than trying to fish up every single one yourself, and then just go through them systematically and get them one by one. And make sure you've got enough arcane lures is the other thing. So yes, thank you McBainey for your support. That was very kind of you. Let me belatedly just throw some chef's hats in the chat. Thank you very much for your support. Right, we're going to go through, and yeah, some of these are going to go and be expired. I think this is my whole... Oh no, it's not. I thought it was going to be everything, but it's not. So let's take just the under 30 minutes ones first. Get those off to put them back on. Now I'll do this slowly because TSM was having issues last time with doing it quickly. So I'm just going to gently use my scroll wheel. Is the crafting restock still busted? I didn't realise it was actually broken, Cagrax. I've been able to do it myself the past few days. In which case, is it broken? Hey, Scaluvar, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Apologies if I got your name wrong there. We're just cancelling everything off. Going to repost all of this lot on. This is quite a big amount of my auctions, so this is going to take a little while just to run through. Going to do the cancel scans first. There we go. Take all of those off, and then we'll do a rapid restock. So we'll go through, open all of these, do a reload, and then get another lot on. Oh, thank you, McBainey. Very kind of you. Ramadan autocorrect. I automatically put that back in. Thank you. Still on the beta, there seems to be less problems compared to live. Interesting, Cagrax. How are you on the beta? I'm still on the beta myself, it must be then, because this is my my version numbers. I assumed that I was actually on 4. But if I'm still on the beta, then that would make sense as to why it's, you know, constantly updating. But I don't mind. It's working at the moment. You can switch on the desktop app. Okay, from beta to release. Thank you, Captain E. I won't do that now because I'm in the middle of doing things. But yeah, that's a good idea. I might do that. Just to see how it works. Alright, let's go through this lot. Take another lot off. I seem to have a fair amount of free space. Let's just move this over so I can see my bags, which are down here somewhere. Should run an update after I switch. Okay. Right, my bag's off to the side. There it is. Now I need to bring it in. Some of that silk could do with either being converted into pantaloons or going into my guild bank temporarily. In fact, I think I'll just put it in the guild bank for now. As I'm collecting that up, that's profit for the future because it's all bought for under 2 gold 42. Take that lot and then we'll post that lot on. Run a post scan, auctioning, select all groups and run a post scan. There we go. Maybe it doesn't work for you because you have multiple accounts. Oh right. Yeah, I can't advise on multiple accounts because that's a foreign territory for me. The satchels have sold well. They're consistent sellers, which is pretty good. Interesting that Guardian Cub is now has competition. I was posting that for over 1 million, but it seems like I do have competition. It's not sold yet, so that's the highest ticket item I've got on the auction house. I expect it to take a long time to sell. But at least we can get everything else on. Now these two, I'm not sure whether I want to sell those or not. They seem a decent price though, actually. I might keep those on. Oh, they are unique, yes. Yes, I think I will sell those, actually. There we are. Hey, Beastlord Hunter, how are you? Small bag in BFA is 30 and the big is 32. A Guardian Cup was very kindly donated to me by a viewer, so it's a random one. Obviously that's a massive amount, and I'm not sure whether. I mean, that will certainly be a massive boost to my gold making challenge. I'm kind of not expecting it to sell, to be honest, because pets very rarely sell on my server. But it is there, and it may or may not sell. Hey Severi, how are you? The 32 is too hard to make. Yeah, I hear that the 32 one is quite a pain. So we may still see Hexweave and Silkweave satchels, especially Silkweave because they're quite cheap. They're doing okay at the moment, and I think they'll do okay in BFA. Okay, let's get the cancels again. Would you recommend you swap blacksmithing to dual crafting? You're thinking about it. I would never really recommend swapping any profession, especially if you've gone to the effort of collecting recipes and skilling up, because they do take time and effort. If anything, I would suggest having another character do it. If you've got enough characters, that is. I would always recommend having more characters and more professions than taking one out and replacing it with something else. I mean, I remember back in vanilla, I had engineering and enchanting, and I swapped out engineering for tailoring. Now, I didn't know, whether that was a good idea or not, because I may have picked up some really rare plans and things from engineering that I never knew. Obviously, I'll never know now. The 32 slot is hard, but not the 30. Ah, right. Do another reload. Good evening, One Tough Hawk. How are you? Yeah, it depends how readily available they're going to be, doesn't it? I'm very excited for BFA coming out. I'm really not sure what's going to happen at all. Right, was that everything I cancelled? Yes, it was. Okay. Is there anything else I need to cancel? Yeah, there's another load that's come in. So let's take those off. And then, if they've come through, no, they haven't just yet. So let's post on this lot first. Oh, there's one there just about to come on, so let's run a post scan. Just want to say thanks so much for the TSM video on YouTube. Extremely helpful in setting it up. Oh, I'm really glad, One Tough Hawk, I'm glad you found them useful. And what else do we have here? Cloth will be more worth in gear. Yes, yeah, I think so. Because people will be looking to gear up, definitely. Ignore the warnings that are coming in here. This is my Silkweave operations, and I know they're already below min price, but the actual price of them isn't below vendor price, so they're okay at the moment. Just got to keep an eye on them. We're going to post all this lot on. Yeah, so I don't know about the bags. The bags probably, some people will focus on making bags, and some won't. Alright, nearly done with this large number of 78. Let's get all of these on. And the last one's coming through now. There we go. So basically sell Hexweave bags before BFA comes out. Yep, and possibly into BFA. It all depends on how quickly they transition over. Good evening, Marswell. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Let's get another load. We're just going through our cancel scans at the moment and collecting up gold at the same time, which is always nice. Run another post scan on that last lot. I think it'd be fine to sell them early BFA2. Yeah, definitely think so. I think cloth will be dropping in price really fast. I imagine so. I don't know how quickly people are going to be getting stock. I really don't know how many people are going to be coming back to the game and what it's going to be like. Wrong button. Check my bags. Okay, we've got a fair amount of different bits and pieces. That's all good. Which one's that cost it? On the price of cloth. Yeah, I can get your point actually. The drop is low on a non-tailor. Aha, yes, of course there is that. New cloth will be expensive at the start. So either the bags won't be worth making or be way too expensive. Yeah. Just checking my auctions, and then we need to just do a restock on enchanting. Let's clear that one out. Do I have a... Oh, I've already done that, so let's go back to my regular ones, to my groups, select enchanting, let's turn off tailoring, restock selected groups. Okay, got a few things here, still not doing the soul fibril. And then everything else, we're going to need Righteous Orbs and Mysterious Essence for. So let's get that. In fact, these Righteous Orbs, I've been doing these for a while. I'm going to put those in my actual bank. And Mysterious Essence, I'm going to make a whole load of these with Ethereal Shatter. Because I got loads of these really cheap. So there's a good profit on those. So I'm just going to make a whole load of those. What have we got here? Basically more cloth. Everyone can salvage the gear they can't use. That's true. People need to jump through hoops to get the expulsum. The price will stabilise after Christmas. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be certainly, everything's going to be volatile up until then. A bunch of Hexy waiting for BFA to start bag sales. Interesting, Captain. Do you not think to maybe just put a few on now just to try and get some consistent sales coming through? That's what I'm currently doing. I'm not stocking up though. Hey Teeks, how are you? It says there's an update for TSM4, but when you look on the desktop app, it says about auto update, and you don't want to update in case you lose your groups if you update through Twitch. It should be okay, I think. But don't quote me on that. I've been using the auto update in the beta release channel. Okay, that should be more than enough Mysterious Essence. So with that done, yeah, we've got a whole stack of it there. What I'm going to do is hop over to the bank, see if I've got some space in my reagent bank. I'm going to put in the Mysterious Essence and those Righteous Orbs, because those are going to be more useful there, and actually that and that can go in there, as can the Draining Dust. Anything else? That should be fine. Okay. So now when we go back to our enchanting, we'll have a look and go to the regular TSM, move that back and back to our crafting. Then we can start making all of this. Purely to keep your satchels up to a normal price. Yeah, I mean, just buying them cheap, knowing that you can always vendor them for a profit is a great idea, Costa. I'm doing the very same myself, thanks to you. Just on Twitch it says modify. Okay. If in doubt, always go to the Trade Skill Master website, and there's a I think if you go to the Trade Skill Master /install, the latest version will always be on there. It's in the, if you're not sure where the link is, if you go to the Discord server, there's one there in the news section. What did you say? How quickly did market stabilize after Legion? No idea. I wasn't around playing Legion then. But if anyone else knows, it'd be interesting. Oh, you just did the update, Demonic. Excellent. Thank you for the reassurance. You bought about 15 Ember Silk bags 2 weeks ago for 200 gold. 200 for all 15 of them? And you flipped them for 9.99 a week ago. Very nice. Emerald silk bags for me don't sell per one. Okay, well, 9.99 per one is very good. Very good indeed. That's a nice flip and a nice profit. Hexweave cloth, make another one of these. That's done. And anything for restocking wise, take the enchanting off, go to tailoring and restock. More satchels and a dark silk shirt. We don't have enough hexweave at this point, so we'll just gather for these. We can make these now, so I'll do that first, and then we'll pick up the... now that's interesting. I was making the silkweave satchel, and then I moved the window up, and it didn't make extra ones. So maybe it's best not to move the window when you do that. Let's do a reload. You posted them when pre-patch it. Ah, okay. TSM4 post-scan is so slow for you. Oh, okay. Could it be your server at the current time being busy, or how many pages is it searching for? Have you tried doing a post-scan for a smaller chunk of groups? That might be the thing. And have you deleted your cache folder? That can sometimes help. I believe there's an import and export function. Maybe export and keep it as a backup. Could be wrong. Haven't used TSM4. Haven't used TSM in every year. Yes, you can. The trueness, you can export everything and then re-import it back in. That could help. Kazakh is completely broken. Is it? SB, how are you? Thank you very much for stopping by. Blithely clicked update on your Twitch app yesterday and upgraded to 4 by accident. There are frustrations, but it's mostly working as expected. Excellent, Commander Bond. Welcome to the TSM4 club. No worries, QW. It's messed up on very many servers. Nothing to do with TSM, unfortunately. Yeah, it depends. If it's a sudden thing, now that you switch to TSM4, then I would maybe look into that. That it could be something you could fix yourself. Otherwise, yes, you may be restricted to what's available with Blizzard fixes. Hey, Capgemini, how are you? Yeah, just copy and save the export string. Yeah, it's useful to do as a backup anyway. I've certainly was grateful to have my paste bin as a backup for when I reset everything. We just farmed corium ore with 10 people for 6 hours. So much profit at 6.8 a bar. Wow, random, that is a lot of corium. I hope you get some good sales with that. Happy you like the Ghost Iron route. Is linked to my YouTube. Oh, thank you, Darkwing Gent. Yes, that was the one in Pandaria, wasn't it? The one round here, which is obviously isn't on this character. This is mainly fishing, but it's around here, around HalfHill. Yeah. Ghost Iron is on your list to stock up on. Yeah, I like farming for Ghost Iron. I find it really really peaceful going through and doing all of that. So we've done our restocks, which is good. We've done our daily cooldowns. I don't think there's a lot shopping wise I want to look for than other than perhaps where is my Spirit of Harmony and ore? Because we need Spirit and Harmony a fair amount. Let's have a look. How are these doing? Spirit of Harmony is at 864, which is pretty high because we haven't changed it round. There we go. So it's actually at 349, and the motes of Harmony are at 33. So it'd be cheaper to buy motes at 33. It's kind of getting almost to a point where I'd be tempted to buy those. For 33, that's 330 gold for one spirit. So 330 gold for one spirit is 990 for that half of the trillium. And if the other half of the trillium can be under 330 as well, then if I can sell my living steel for over 2,000, then that's worth it, I would say. That's where you farm yours. Ah, okay, Darkwing, thank you. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, I see the area. I can do a nice little circuit with that and routes, I think. Ghost Iron is good, selling a stack of 25 bars of 755. Can farm like 800-ish ores in an hour. Yeah, it's pretty good, definitely. And the Songbell seeds, yeah, I'm definitely doing those as well. So I'm going to get these motes of harmony. Everything up to 3394. So I'm going to take that, find that, buy the 10, and do the farm as well. That will help me as well. I can also do a little visit over to the Isle of Thunder. That could also help. Mine the Ghost Iron and make gold. That is exactly what I need to be doing with Elmorte. So we're just going to go through and do all of these first. These motes, whilst they're cheap. And the last one of 9. The auction house is a little bit slow here. Hey Jack, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Buy another 1. So that takes me up to 34. And this is still a bit higher at 34.9. So I'm going to leave that one there. I'm going to just take that. And let's have a look at living steel. Let's run a shopping scan on that. Height for BFA? Oh, most definitely, Biscuit. Most definitely. The Trillium seeds sell for more. Ah. Okay. No cost at all. Yeah, there is that. Definitely. Looking at this, I need to just change the order here. And look at the Trillium 576. I was actually looking for living steel. I was thinking this was being in the group. Just want to have a look, see where it's at before I start going off and doing this. There we go. Okay, and what do we have there? Ah, Touchpad Warrior, thank you very much for the host. Very kind of you. How was your stream? Did I miss anyone else? Sith Lord Bane. What realm am I on, if I don't mind asking? I am on Shadow Song on EU. And what professions am I going to have on my main character? I mean, the first one I level up. Well, that's going to be Samadan. And Samadan is going to have the full set of tailoring, enchanting, cooking, and fishing. I haven't got archaeology yet, but I have got at least cooking and fishing up to a place where I'm happy with them. Obviously, with BFA coming out, it all starts from 1 again anyway. But I like where these are at. I certainly got some utility with them. It was good, nice beard. Thank you very much, Touchpad. Thank you ever so much for the host. Do I have an alchemist? Yes, I do. I have 2. Jahwakening, my druid, is currently a transmute master, soon to be a elixir master, and Elmorte, who's lower level, only level 82, 84, around there. He's going to be my transmute master and miner, but he won't be going into BFA for a little while yet because I haven't been leveling him up. He's just exclusively sitting in Pandaria at the moment. I'm going to just open up these motes and send them all over to Elmorte, I think. I can make 4 spirits exactly out of that, so let's just make those. 2, 3, 4, and then we'll open up our mail, send, then right click on my motes, spirits, send those to Elmorte, send. There we go. Okay. Maybe try Valley and Jade Forest both in one lap. Yep, they're good for Ghost Iron Ore as well. You'd just level archaeology on one of them and not Samadan, so you won't have to do more grinding for the Vaal. Yes, Cagrax, it's a very good idea. I'm thinking Jahwakening the Druid will be a good one for that. Thank you, Awesome Shaman, for the follow, and Touchpad Warrior, the host and the follower, is very much appreciated. Teach me to make the gold. Well, if you stay and hang out, Frostia, there's plenty of advice that you can get in this channel. Check this. You know you hate transmog, but what you're doing now is working really good. You're crafting transmog. Oh yes, I heard you mention this before. And selling it for a certain percentage crafting. So a 20k value transmog you're selling for 3k, but you're selling so much that the material price is rising and the profit you make keeps going up from the percentage of crafting. Okay, so let me get my head around how this would work. Greetings Ignis, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. So what's the XXX percentage? Is that like 20% or is it 30%? Mini-me, thank you ever so much for the follow. Still using TSM3? Well, if it's working for you, Ignis, then definitely. 130% till 200 max. Okay. I'm on Shadowsong EU, Capgemini. Until you finish all your groups, maybe 2 more months. Yeah, I know you have pretty extensive group setup, Cygnus, so I'm not surprised yours is taking somewhat longer to do. So sale rate is going up, and you have to keep buying more and more materials. That makes the price go up. Okay, so your crafting cost is based on your price, and your price goes up. I see. Okay. Yeah, TSM3 is clunky, but 4 has too many hiccups. I think that's fair enough. It's still getting a lot of its little wrinkles ironed out. So I'm expecting it to evolve. So I see no reason why, what you're doing is a good idea. I see. So you're just pushing it further and further up. I wonder though, are people buying it because it's significantly cheaper? And then is there going to be a point where it'll plateau off? Interesting idea though. It is big, especially on my monitor. I would prefer it to be a little bit smaller in a lot of cases, because mine is definitely full screen when I do it, which is actually a blessing and a curse, because for me it actually helps with my old eyes. How it's going to end, you have no clue, but you're riding the sales all the way to the end, all the way to the bank rather. So I like your thinking. Right, do I want to swap characters at this point? I was going to go over. Thank you, TNT Siggy. Thank you ever so much for the follow. Did I do everything I wanted to do? I sent over the Spirits of Harmony, so yeah, I think I'm going to actually swap over now. And we can always come back to Samadan. We don't have any particularly... I'm going to skip over Eartham for now and go straight to Jahwakening. Now, Jahwakening's next step is to go the elixir route. So that's a thing to do. Whether I do it tonight or not, I'm not sure. I'm going to go straight to... I just want to check sales, and then I want to go straight over to Elmorte and see how that goes. And your weekly income is coming close to a 2 million every week. Oh, that's very nice, Jack. I know you're on a similar pop server to mine, so that's very interesting. Okay, we sold a potion of treasure finding. That's good. Let's go for that. No hate mail yet. Bet your competition hates you there. Yeah, people saying, oh, you're undercutting me by a certain amount. That's a classic example of how doing that, you're making it work for your advantage. Take those two and those two. We're going to send those to Elmorte. He can have everything. And then we're going to go and have a look at our actual auctions. What do people spend their gold on? It's an interesting one. I don't know what the general people spend their gold on. Is this all still on at the moment? Yes, it is. Okay, so we got 2 living steel, 12 true gold. I wonder if we do a little cancel scan on that, see if there's anything we can repost on. I'm going to try that one. Just trying to see where you can make more gold with TSM. You're making about 200,000 a week. That's a nice amount. I mean, that you've got some good profit margins there in terms of being able to buy a token. Tokens and boosts. Yeah, I think that's what I use mine on for game time. If I wasn't saving up for the mount, that would be definitely what I'd be using. Black market material investments, patent or recipe investments. Yeah, buy your WoW subscription and buy any mounts you want. Yep, that's pretty much my focus as well. Okay, we have been undercut on a lot of these, so let's take those off. Put them back on. Yesterday you had 0 gold. Yeah, after buying a couple of tokens, I can imagine. But then all your sales come back in, and then you can profit again. You just started gold farming, so your gold will be spent on raid boosting. Aha, okay. Yeah, if you're into that end of the game, then it's definitely a way to make use of your money. Let's go for that. You saw prices went up, so you panicked. Yeah, prices are going to go up and down, and then I imagine they'll go up for BFA. So living steel, where's that looking? True gold is at 3.8. Arcanite at 1.7. That's plenty good enough. And living steel at 2.799 is good, so I'm okay with that. Let's get those back on. And then we can head on over to HalfHill. Someone posted a stack of 20 Saranite ore for 1 gold each. Wow, okay, that's something to snap up. Okay, we're going to go over to HalfHill and do our farming for the day. Don't get your emotions involved in gold making. Yeah, that's very true. It's very much a steady person's game. Don't care that much about how it looks, but I think it looks worse than TSM3. I think there's a mixed bag of opinions, isn't there, over TSM. I'm kind of in the middle with it, to be honest. There are things I like about it, but there is a certain amount of bulkiness to it that I think could possibly be tightened up. And not liking change there, that's very true. Anyone farming fresh Talbot meat? No, Frosty. What would you use your fresh Talbot meat for? There we go. Let's do that. You buy it and flip it. Okay. That's also a good thing to do, especially if you can sell. Supposedly for hunters to tame a pet. Aha, right, okay. Where am I aiming for? Can't see in the rain. I need windscreen wipers on my Raven. For a hunter pet on Argus, right, okay. Do I use alchemy much for gold making? Currently it's your main source of gold making. Yes, I do, but I'm not properly set up on it, and it's a bit hit and miss with me. I need to get Elmorte over to my Transmutes, and then Jahwakening over to my elixirs, and then we'll see how we go from there. So you have herbalism, alchemy, and mining, blacksmithing. That's a good couple of combos, definitely. I've used TSM for a few months, figured most changes, and probably don't even remember how to do it in TSM3. Yes, this is very true, Ignis. That's a good point. Don't know how to do stuff quick in TSM4, but sadly, some stuff got removed. Yes, I'm aware of that, and there are some things I certainly miss. Things like being able to add friends and automatically putting all your professions in on a new character. Those things I know I certainly missed when they weren't in there. And there's a few more that I've heard people mention, which is a shame. It is a shame. I would have liked it to have been feature complete, that's for sure. And then added more in rather than take some stuff away. The drop rate is low. You want to see how much you can sell it for. Yes, that's for the... Oh, posted too soon. What's it for? There we go. There we go. Your Transmute Master on your alchemy with rank 3s on flasks. You made around 250k in 1 to 2 weeks. Still building it up. That's very good. Oh, right, I see. So you have herb alchemy, mining, blacksmithing, and leatherworking skinning. Should you get any other profession, making 0 gold with leatherworking? Yeah, I've personally not bothered with leatherworking since the Mage Tower went. Although I never really got into it, to be honest. That's my own fault, really. I didn't really look into it in depth, but it just hasn't appealed for some reason. But yeah, I mean the alchemy should get you some good money with that. The other thing you could possibly do with another character is to do enchanting and tailoring, which is what I do on Samadan. I can certainly make money with that. Oh, we got Golden Lotus. We got 3 Golden Lotus. That's pretty cool. I'll make use of those to make something. Bit of luck, you can get 2 in an hour, so let's say 20-30k an hour. Okay, just started playing again after a few years. Just sitting AFK at all now trying to snipe with TSM. Want to find something worthwhile farming that isn't transmogs. Yeah, I mean, for me, sniper isn't... Oops, wrong button. Wrong buttons again. Pressing the wrong keys here. For me, transmog and sniping are 2 areas that I certainly haven't spent a lot of time doing, because for me they're so slow moving. Why am I getting the error sound? Let me just check that. That shouldn't be coming through. System sound. We want loop music. We don't want error speech. Turn that off. Turn to game. There we go. And that's all untilled? Yes, it is. So let's swap down. And then I'll go through this and then I'll have a look at chat. How are we doing? So that's mainly doing with that and that. I'll let you guys talk about that one. You earn around 400 to 500k a day on transmog, selling from professions, mainly leatherworking and blacksmithing. Okay, Deathlead. So what would you recommend, leatherworking wise, as a good thing to sell? Because I really haven't collected many recipes, so that's going to be half my problem. Wouldn't snipe without some experience. Even now you hardly do that. Yeah, I mean, I certainly, I've looked at sniper, I've tried it, but I really just don't know the markets well enough. I just came back after 2 years, able to make 100k in a few days sniping. Well, that's pretty good, Frostier. Pretty good indeed. Okay, what are we going to make? We can make... Well, that worked quite well with the mix of everything, so I'm going to keep that going for now. Let's do one of those. And another one. To get the numbers the same. Actually, I'm going to do everything song bell. And then... I can come back to this with another one and do it again later, just because that way I can keep my numbers about right. Right, okay, so we need to do that and do that, and we also need to do that. Oh, I didn't need to do that actually, but we'll do that one. Then we'll go into flight form and do all the twisty ones. That's that, and then I'll come over here and I'll start on this one. It's not one item that's selling, but you did back in Wrath. You farmed every vanilla Tombstone and Wrath pattern, both from blacksmithing and working. Did the same for Kata and Mist, and then just make TSM group of every item and press Q and make it. But the Mysterio Leatherwork sell for a lot, but you need to farm the mats. Oh, I was just pressing the wrong buttons whilst watching the chat. Whoops, that was a bit of a problem. Okay, that's good advice, Death Leecher. That's where I'm going wrong with leatherworking. I haven't been collecting the recipes, so I can see where you could make gold with that. That's good advice, thank you. Cypress' best way, hands down, but so boring and risky right now. Around September, new raid will be doing it for sure. Okay, yeah. Do you have the ultra rare patterns from Somewhere Plateau? Yeah. End of expansion. Yeah, just not at the end of the expansion. Yeah, that's the problem. Is people aren't necessarily going to be buying stuff. Oh, I've done it again. Press the wrong button. It's really a bad idea going through your crops like that. All right, let's try this properly. Pay attention, Samadan. Sorry, Jahwakening. There we go. Go through all of these. The orange one, and then that one is, there we go. Hey Silverborum, how are you? And what else did we get here? But not at the end. Yes, that's what you said. Yeah, caught on that. When you run a cancel scan, can you accidentally cancel posts that are not meant to be, or does it only show the ones that are meant to have what you set up? Yes, Random Wire. It should only do the ones that are have been undercut. First time trying to use a cancel scan. Yeah, just simply run through it and it should take off everything that's been undercut. At 614 auctions, you should give it a go. Okay, that's quite a lot though. I tend to try to do it in smaller chunks. It's only like 12 to 13 gold on your realm. It's like 15 20 at highest. Even the amount 700 to 900 per hour people reporting, it just seems weak gold. Yeah, I guess so. It's also high demand, and it depends whether you can flip it into something more expensive. Or get into a druid group and join a 5-man Isle of Thunder and 30 to 35 spirits of harmony an hour. This is also a good thing. I've tried that. I didn't get so good at that, but I know people can. Try Saronite Ore. That's another good one. Pretty new to gold making, so Ghost Iron is a good seller for you. Yeah, it's a good one to get started on, and then you could look into other ways you can make use of it. So when you sell items from Transmute for professions, you have something like 1.5 to 2,000 items on auction house at all time. Yeah. Yeah, you do. And once you've got that number of them, then you start seeing some more consistent sales, even probably on my low pop realm. Although I'd be interested to try Jack's technique and give that a go. Try to get things a little bit lower and then see how the material prices respond. Saronite, oh, it goes into something else, doesn't it? Jack knows this one. I've forgotten it already. Right, so I want to go to... Do I want to go to anywhere else here? No, we're going to head back to the auction house. You can't take his route as you buy all mats anyway. Yes, so you've already kind of pushed up the prices, I guess, Costa. I guess it depends on how cheap you can get things for initially. No pain at all, Wolfsbane. Only listen to you whilst fishing and not watching. What am I doing up at HalfHill? I'm literally getting either Golden Lotus or Song Bell or Golden Lotus or the Ore or Motes of Harmony, planting all of those just to give myself some extra stock. Plus it's also fun. So I'm going to send over, what did we get? We got the Motes of Harmony, I'll send over. Now I'm also going to send over the Golden Lotus because I want Elmorte to discover more recipes. So by giving them to him, he can at least give some things a go and see how he gets on. So let's send 2 alts Elmorte, send mail, there we go. And then we'll swap over to Elmorte and see if we can get some transmutes going. But first off, I'm going to take a quick break and then I'll come back in 5 minutes. Well, less than 5 minutes, a couple of minutes. Right, I'm back. Let me just have a look and see what everyone's up to. Let's have a see. Hey, Scorchane, how are you? Doing very well, thank you very much. How about yourself? We're having a bit of British weather here. A week of rain. Excellent. Hopefully that will cool things down. Let's have a look all the way up there. Thank you, Frosty, for the follow. Very kind of you. How far up do I need to go? You're doing the HalfHill on 5 characters, Herthus. That's brilliant. What else did we have? Buy them from all, buy them that's yourself. Okay, let's scroll back down. Hopefully, apologies if I missed everyone. Hey, Duke Diggler and Gwylyn, how are you both? Duke Diggler, thank you ever so much for the sub using your Prime. That's extremely kind of you. Lots of chef's hats in there. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you for your support. Just bought 3,500 Saronite at 24 gold, posted for 44k. Wow, very nice. Thank you very much, Duke. Very kind of you. Joyous, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. How's your Monday been so far? HalfHill number 23 fully yesterday. Wow, Scorchane. That's amazing. Right, we did all of those. I don't think we've got any other things I want to do at the moment, unless there's a daily cooldown I could probably do before I switch over. We've got plenty for Pyrium, so that seems to be working. We've got plenty of that, so maybe I'll do, ideally I would do something else, but I'm going to stick with the Pyrium for now, because we don't have that much actually. We could probably do with some more. So I'll pop that on. We learned something else. Transmute elemental fire to life. Okay, useful. Oh, what did I miss here? Good evening, Perkin. How are you? 44 gold, so 82k. Very nice. Hot, very hot Monday. Sorry to hear that. It's a bit cooler here in the UK. You lurk constantly and watch most of my YouTube videos when I sit down to chill a couple of times a week. Thank you, Duke. That's very kind of you to say so. 24 and 25 are both on the way soonish, as they are level 72 and level 68. Wow, that's massive amounts. But you must be getting loads there. So let's hope it sells. Yeah, hopefully. Should be a good one if it does. Alright, we did our cancel scan on you, so I'll just do a post scan. And that's interesting. Green tea leaf we could put on. Let's try that. The pyrium's not going on. Why would that be? Building up a lot of living steel. Yeah, that's the position I want to be in. So I need to do both HalfHill on Elmorte. That's another thing to do, and Samadan, and also Earthen. But I'm wondering whether to just stick with the characters that are going to be interested in it for the moment. Did I see me setting up my own groups for BFA? No, I haven't done them myself, Duke, yet. What I'm going to do is probably build them from scratch as they come in, as I get things. Right, I'm going to switch over. I didn't check the pyrium. Is it actually in the group? It's in Transmute stuff, so it's in shopping. Now, do I want to sell it, or do I want to turn it into something else? That's the question. I mean, at the moment it's 139 profit, so I'm thinking selling that would be better. Thank you, Shallower, for the follow. Very kind of you. It just isn't in its own group at the moment, because it's in Transmute stuff. It needs to be in a different group. So we'll take it out of Transmute stuff, because that's shopping mainly. I'm going to take Ghost Iron out as well, because some of these things now I'm not really going to be buying now. These are the things I'm going to be selling. So I'm actually going to take the whole group out from there. There we are. You say smelt them, and then 7 sets, 24, 48 for $70, but that's what you would do. Sleeveless t-shirt at 3.9k, worth buying? What does it look like? And have a look on the Undermine journal, see what it's like there. Okay, so we're gonna go here. I'm gonna add in another one. I'm going to call this, oh no, delete, cancel that. I'm going to add one in. There we go, I'm going to call this new group Pyrium. There we are. And we're going to sell, now what would we use Pyrium for? Hey Glinda, how are you? What do Hexsuit bags go for in my realm? They go for usually around just over 2,000, although they did go over 3,000 recently, which is quite nice to put one on for that amount. Okay, we're going to add in ungrouped. No, okay, so where has that gone? Pyrium. We've gone into professions. Pyrium. Hold on, let's go to my bags. Where's Pyrium gone? It's gone. It's still in favourite shopping alchemy stuff. Okay, so let's just check that group. Oh, Devati, thank you very much for the follow. Is there an add-on that shows the actual item when you hold the mouse over the recipe? Yes, Clinda. It's called Cecile's Recipe Tooltip. I think it's Cecile like that. Recipe Tooltip. I don't have it myself on at the moment because last time I used it, it flickered loads with TSM when I was scanning auctions, so I didn't want to cause any epilepsy problems with anyone on stream. But that's the one that does exactly that. It puts another one next to it. Same here, but it costs 11k to make them because the mat's needed for the cloth. Wow, that's super expensive. Right, just having a look at Pyrium at the moment. It was in my shopping. I thought I'd gotten rid of it, but it must have gone into here. So I need to take it out of there. And then it's in, now it's gone into ungrouped, which is where I want it. Ghost Iron Bar. I'm going to do the same with this and this. So those are the things we're going to want. Sith Lord Bane, thank you ever so much for the follow. So now when we go to our other group, which is Pyrium, here, we can add Pyrium in. And we're going to give this a group operation. Now stack size for Pyrium. I currently have 9 in my bags. And if I was, my crafting cost is 258, the sell price here is 397. Now if we were to go into Jack's old website, this isn't his new one, which is dipping, this one here. Yes, Christine is a very good site, Joyous, for that very reason. So I'm looking down in Jack's group here for the Transmute master list, which is down at the bottom because it's the first one. The true gold needs the Pyrium. Okay, so that's what I'm doing wrong. I need to make this into true gold. So let's just clear that out, delete that. We want to make true gold. I knew I was doing something wrong. Dark Hyper, thank you for the follow. And Neven, thank you also for the follow. Good night, Scullyval, thank you ever so much for stopping by. Stack size in 3. Okay, thank you, Jack. Yeah, maybe I should sell some and also... where's True Gold gone? Transmute True Gold, here it is. Aha, this was why the volatiles were a problem, weren't they? They were expensive. The mat cost of those coming in at 54 and the volatile water. Okay. Yeah. But making them into True Gold is better because the profit there is 1,200. Yeah, so I've got 3 of them, so let's go look for volatiles. Yeah, thank you, Costa, for the reminder. I just need to sometimes just double check on my list because I don't have them all fully committed to my head. They seem to slip out of my brain like spaghetti. Okay, so we're going to do a search for volatiles, which is this one. Any good places to farm the waters and more like egg noodles? Yeah. Those waters and fires. I'm not sure myself actually. I've not been a volatile farmer. You're cooking your meat for tomorrow's dinner. So volatile fire currently at 57, which is a little bit higher than I'd like. Storm Talker, thank you very much for the I'm not going to try and pronounce that, Costa. Suggestions for what that is in English. Sucadelapi, I'm going to call that. You'll find yours in Twilight Highlands on the 4 spawn mobs. Right, go running through those. Meat cabbage. Twilight Highlands, best place for volatile fire and water. Highly recommend googling some farms for it on YouTube. Yes, I think I've tried both of those as a single person. Didn't do so well with that. Sounds like Juck in English. Okay, interesting. Clod. That sounds worse. $900 an hour in a good druid group. Yeah, if you get a 5-man going, then that's the way to do it. Not even calculate the time with it, just craft and sell. But there are groups in the LFG always. Okay. And you have to really be a druid for that. Booth Bay, thank you very much for the follow. So, I mean, I'm looking at 57 here. Mat cost is 54. So let's just try a smaller amount, 13. Can I afford those? Oh yes, I can. So the other one was water, which is pretty high there, price-wise, 119. What's the normal price? Mat cost is 79, so that is definitely higher. And there's hardly any of them around, so that's also an issue. But let's see if we can make some. Oh, thank you very much, Boothbay. Very kind of you to say so. Just make a class trial if you don't have a druid. Yep, there is that. Volatile fire, open that, and then we'll go to our alchemy, see if we can get some true gold going. What are we missing? Oh, we're still, well, actually we need 10. Okay, that's loads we need. So it's 79 and 119, so we've not got enough volatile water. Okay, so this takes me back to, okay, so what if I can't do this? Let's sell some of the pyrium bars. That way we're at least selling something. We can't do the volatiles at the moment. We could go and farm them, but I'm going to go and do the pyrium here as single cells, because at least that is 139 profit. It's not a lot. I get a lot more if I wait for the volatiles. Actually, calculating that out, oh, I can't even make any volatiles because there's not even enough on the auction house. Okay, just doing a brain dump there of my thought process. Okay, we'll leave that for now. Let's switch over to Elmorte because he can at least make some things. So let's log out, swap over. Okay. Do you have to be a druid? Yes, you have to be a druid, and you need DVM timers too. Not everyone uses macros for when to loot and when to kill. Also, potion of treasure finding is a must. Yeah, potion of treasure finding really helps things. New attempt to translate is blade steak. Interesting. Stew meat from the shoulder of the cow. Okay, so the shoulder blade. I can see how that would work. And you stew it. Okay. So there's an hour of my son fishing up the volatile fire, nice and easy and peaceful. Oh yes, he did mention to me about that, Danny. He could do the volatiles from that. True gold has no cooldown. Yeah, exactly. We can wait for that one. Yes, I think so, Shadow. That's a good idea. That's something I'm going to certainly look into. My last times I've been trying farms, they've been quite disastrous, but definitely that's a good idea. You can sell it for a good price as well, yeah, as Shadow said. I did it on my stream earlier today. It's kind of boring content, but if you want to see how it's done. Oh, and if you don't farm Transmog, run Zolgarb 10 times an hour. Oh, Kayung, thank you. Oh, I missed a follow as well. ZFG, thank you ever so much for the follow. And Kayung, thank you ever so much for the sub. That's extremely kind of you for your support. So thank you both for the follow and the sub. There's some Samadan chefs in the chat. Thank you very much indeed. Honeycomb is either nerfed or bugged. Oh, okay. Check that effects anytime saps a specific time in the stream. Okay. Cooking it now. I really cannot cook during the day. Something with the heat. Aha, okay. Right, okay, I'm caught up. There we go. Make about 5 to 10k on volatiles a day on your server. I'm thinking it could be a good idea to definitely go over and have a look at those. What have we got here? We have some Ice Cap and Sorrow Moss sales. And Ace's Fury Seed, thank you very much for the follow. And also Brain Ale Zok, thank you very much for the follow. Apologies if I butchered your name. You've made 100k this week, they're amazing. Okay, definitely. Okay. Hey Divati, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Found me on YouTube and liked the chill way to be as a person, and the stream seems really cozy and nice. Thank you, very kind of you to say so. Does I sold more just work out the box? Yes, McBainey. You just need to sell your auctions. That's the main thing. Right, got a load of expires here, but we have got 674 in the gold in the in sales, so that's good. Brain Alex is okay. Okay. You're struggling. Is now the time to sell primals, or should you wait till after BFA? Do you think the price of them will rise in a few months? Maybe a bit of both, random. The Living Steel sold. Excellent. Look at that. Didn't spot that. Okay, let's get the expires. Excellent. That's a nice little boost to the coffers. 10 Living Steel for 27,000. And a lot of these herbs are actually selling for not a bad amount, actually. This is all my stuff for the Transmute Master is selling, so that's pretty cool. Right, happy with that. Yeah, we did flip those Living Steels, didn't we? We bought a couple of the cheaper ones and put them up higher. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. We might even be on target for today. So what I'm going to do with this stuff, what can we actually make? We can do one Riddle of Steel with our current Spirit of Harmony and Trillium Bar. So we're still at 2,700 as of 22 minutes ago. So now you're saying the profit here is 1,382 for the spirits. That's based off of a MAC cost of 460, which isn't quite correct. So I can take that and ignore it, and I know that my profits are going to be higher than that. Only sell if the prices are higher than normal. Price will rise when BFA hits because people will be farming primals. Supply goes down whilst demand remains. You just posted your auctions. It says the item you've been trying to sell for a few days went instantly, and then go and check what it went for. For some reason TSM posted it at 35 gold instead of 1800. Ouch, Teeks. We've all done that. Check your group and have a look, see, double check and triple check it. There must be something in there. I don't know why it would sell it for 35. Someone's obviously sniped it though, which is a bit of a shame. So if I create one Living Steel here and one with the regular, because I've got the Trillium and the cooldown, and I got an extra 2 with that one, so that's good. And then I'm going to head on over. Hey Grungy, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Ah, it's one of Shayra's. Okay, I can't advise on Shayra's unfortunately because I've never used them myself. I know she's got a very, very comprehensive set of groups, so there must be something in there that you can tweak or set. Completely demystified the add-on. Oh, thank you, Shallow. That's very kind of you. Okay, McVaney, thanks ever so much for stopping by in the sub earlier. Very kind of you. Have a great rest of your evening. We've added customer prices too, and everything else in the group is selling properly. Okay, so what you could do, Teeks, is have a look. Curtsy, thank you very much for the follow. If you turn on, if you go into your settings, and you make sure that you've turned on in the tooltip settings for, I think it's auctioning, display auctioning values, and then when you hover over an item, it will tell you what TSM thinks the min, max and normal is. Let me show an example. Have I got anything on here? There we go. Arcanite bar. So the min is 1000, the normal is 2200, and the max is 5500. So if you hover over the item that's sold instantly, have a look at that and see what TSM is doing with it. Then you can have a look in the group and then dig down further and see where it's getting the prices from, and then you can work out a bit more detail as to what's happening. Would it not be a good idea to make a command for my TSM4 YouTube list link? Yes, Jack, I have one for that. It's called command learn. There we go. And that's the list to the playlist. That's the link to the playlist. If anyone would like to follow on with my videos, these are the new TSM4 videos I've just been releasing. What are my tooltips? It was here on settings, on tooltip settings, auctioning, sorry. Display auctioning values. That way you can just have a look at things and hover over them just by looking at the tooltip, and you can get an idea as to what TSM is going to do as its min, normal and max prices. Did I get any errors when I logged in? First time you started TSM4, something, and it couldn't fetch prices. Yes, I think TSM, you need to sort of load it up once and then it kind of works things out again. And you also have to make sure you load up each of your characters as well, and just so TSM can see what each character can do, and that helps. Okay, I've missed a few things up top here, so apologies if I've missed anyone out. Has anyone ever tried copying files into a new account in the WTF directory instead of importing across old accounts? I haven't tried that one, Duke, no. You have on all groups a min of region average price, so it can never be completely wrong. Okay, interesting. Hey, French Curse, sorry I missed you there coming in earlier. A lot of her groups are based on buying the item itself. Yeah, that's what I tend to do with a lot of mine, is I always put average buy in there as well. Right, okay, I'm going to scroll back down. Apologies if I missed everyone. I can see chat is carrying on regardless, so being low pop, many items, you're the only maker seller. Yeah, and it's a great position to be in, isn't it, Costa, when you're in that position? Also shares daily cooldown with every daily cooldown transmute like primals channels. Yes. But also dangerous. Yeah, I can see both sides to that. Alright, do we have any smelting things we can do whilst we're here? Let's have a look. So we should have some ghost iron. Yeah, let's do that. As DB markets, whatever you say. Yeah, that's a good idea. What else have we got? So if it has no record of buying the item, Shaman is confused and multi-account syncing is working properly. I see, right, okay, yeah. This is something I'm having a problem with in terms of, like, a lot of my stuff doesn't have the average buy price in it anymore. Okay, so we did that. Did we have any Trillium? I'm sure we got some. Oh no, we didn't. It was Golden Lotus we got. Okay, so where shall we have a look at alchemy? Did we have some Golden Lotus? We did, didn't we? And so we've got Trillium. We can make from the Ghost Iron, so we'll do that. And then we can do at least a couple of these, because we have got some Golden Lotuses. We've got this one for a profit of 440. That's quite good. And that's 500. That's also quite good. So let's have a look at Sunstone and Lapis Lazuli. Oh, there's no auctions on there at the moment. That's already been bought. 9 gold, 72. Look at that. Missed out on that one. Let's go have a look. See if we can buy some. Now I believe Jahwakening actually has some of these. Maybe I should pass them over. Yeah, let's do that. I passed over the Golden Lotus, but I didn't do all the gems and things. So let's just do that now. Save me buying some new ones. Swap back over. You had to lower your max and normal price. You're driving up the prices by using region. Yes, DB region can do that when you're certainly when you're the only seller. It's something to watch out for. That's for sure. Alright, let's just wait for that to load through. Apologies for WoW. It's not really hanging on me. I just clicked out the window. There we go. That's a subliminal message and a half. The band's just popping up. What's my opinion on tailoring and BFA? Heard some split opinions about the profession. I don't know, actually, Perkin. I haven't looked into it at all. I'm going to be on a voyage of discovery myself. Okay, Savo, thank you ever so much for stopping by. Have a great rest of your evening. Okay, I've got a load of stuff in here that I need to sort out, that's for sure. Okay, what do we need? Let's have a look. Let's bring up the recipes. So we need River's Heart. Is the lapis lazuli. I've got some motes in there as well. Get rid of those. Okay. I think you need to start over on TSM. You don't feel safe posting. Not a bad idea, Teeks. You don't necessarily have to start over completely. You could always just make a new profile in the settings and have a clean one to sort of start getting used to, and then you can always just switch between the two. And it's as easy as just switching per character. It's, you know, it's not a bad idea. Hood, of course, might be good in BFA. A lot of good items that are buying on pickups, not great potential to sell. Buying on pickups not so great. And also, the mats seem to be available from high-end content only, which also could be a problem, especially for someone like myself. Okay, so lapis lazuli, alexandrite, Pandarian garnet. Sun's Radiant is the Sunstone, so it's going to be all of these, isn't it? Because they're all categorised together. I've also got a whole load of things in here, like titanium bars, adamantium bars, which I'm going to move all over to Elmorte, and some wild jade. And Sun's Radiance. We're moving operations over, is what we're doing here. Okay, let's do with those. Okay. As in dungeons and bosses. Okay. So it is not like top end raid things then. That would be my worry. Let's move that over. And then we can send over. Okay, let's send over these ones for the Panthers. And some more motes. And also some of this white trillium ore, black trillium ore, titanium bar, arcanite, ghost iron bars, ghost iron ore, and some of that elementium will be useful, and the thorium. That way Elmorte can get quite a few things going across. Send mail. There you go. Right, let's swap back over. Yeah, oh, you do mean raids, okay, which not a lot of people get into. Yeah. We're going to do a Samadan and work with it as it progresses in BFA, waiting for a list to post on the profession from Lazy Goldmaker. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, Lazy Goldmaker and Gold Queen, have both been doing a lot of research into BFA, so I'm sure they'll be able to post some interesting bits. Couldn't see your sidebar in the blog post. Okay. Glad you fixed it, Jack. Hey, Tommy, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. You're new here, found out about me on YouTube, like my videos. It's very kind of you. Started following me. Got a question for me? You need some guidance. Your server is dead. Literally the lowest pop server in NA. Okay. Should you move to another server or stay and try and make it? Do you have friends there? Do you enjoy the kind of server it is? Even if it's dead, there may be some things you can do there for sure. Ooh, I've got wings now. But if you're really not liking it and you're not enjoying the market, then certainly, yeah, consider moving over. You could even just make a new character on another server and see how it is first before, putting money down and moving. Me personally, I've never been in that situation because I started on Shadow Song in vanilla and I've never left. But 50 expulsum, okay. Okay. We'll wait after BFA, see how many busy it is going to be again. Oh yes. And isn't there going to be some more server merges I heard about? That could also be a thing. So I keep getting things popping up in my window, so I'm just going to move that down. There we go. Okay, we're going to open up everything that was sent over. Oh, we've got some more sales coming in there. Swift Thistle, Alexandrite. Get some really good sales with Elmorte and those herbs. Maybe there's a market here for the herbs that I can make use of. We've got a lot of stuff here now. Another Mote of Harmony. So that means we can make another Riddle of Steel. Okay, here we go. So now we've got some things coming through. A Riddle of Steel is good. Now we've got Transmute Wild Jade. Now I have a fair amount of these anyway. So only the high-end raiders need it and get it. And then they have to go crafting. Yeah. There is a website that shows population per server as an approximate. It's literally the lowest on NA. Plus it's ages for you to sell stuff. And there are markets you can't even try, like transmog or mounts. Yeah, those ones would definitely be out. I mean, I don't really do a lot of transmog for the similar reasons here. Oh, so it's Drakari, okay. Aha, okay. So people would say, oh yes, that's your research, isn't it, Jack? That's cool. What else have we got? Seems pretty weird at the moment. Not only that, but a lot of people have been saying by the time you actually get the mats, chances are you're going to have the items equal to the crafted ones. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I don't know how it's going to pan out with those high-end things. Hey, Evia, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Right, whilst everything's going on here, I want to find what's going to be the best to make here. I'm thinking this has got a good one, even though Sun's Radiance is quite high. River's Heart is also quite high, but then the Lapis Lazuli was got a mat cost that's not reflective of the actual market, and that one's also quite high, 462. But I think I'm going to go for Sun's Radiance. I'm going to create 3 of those. Fun is going to be in Bloodstained Bone. Okay. You know, servers with mid-pop but almost non-active, but we'll wait for BFA and check out how it goes. Yeah, you never know how many people are going to come back. This is very true. What else have we got here? Don't think there's anything else I'm literally going to make just yet. But let's see what we can post on. What's the vendor flipping for, Costa? Is that for the Bloodstained Bone? Okay, I'm not familiar with that one myself. What am I stocking up to sell for BFAs? Grungy, I'm basically not really stocking up anything in particular. I'm just carrying on with my normal gold making at the moment. So in terms of like being prepared, I'm not really. I'm just going to see how it goes. Because for me, I'm thinking, well, you know, no one really knows how it's going to go. You can make guesses and educated guesses, and that might help. But at the moment, I'm literally just going to go with whatever I pick up and sell whatever I can. It's kind of a bit ad hoc and a bit scattershot, but that's kind of how I'm going to be anyway. If you want to stay in CSA, go to Kel'Thuzad for Alliance and Ragnaros for Horde. Okay, some good ideas there. Okay, so more of my herbs going on. So we managed to get some good sales on that. Living Steel at my current price, that's fine. Now Sun's Radiance. That's the one to look out for. That's the new one. Okay. Older Mat's going to skyrocket since it's not going to farm old content much. Yeah, I mean, people are going to be, especially at the beginning, they're going to be running around doing all the new content because there's going to be so much to do. And everyone's going to rush to get to level 120. So I think there's going to be a focus on the BFA stuff for starters anyway. Right, so King's Blood, Grom's Blood, Blinding Stab, Saltweed, Full Scap. So we've got some good sales with these. Not all of them have sold though, so I'll relist them on. Now living steel, 1 stack of 4. Let's try that one. Snow lily, we'll go through that. Loads and loads of that. Now sun's radiance, 1 stack of 3. Okay, let's try that. Ice cap, Caviar's whiskers, everything else. Let's just run through all of those. So we're actually getting some good production going with Elmorte now. Passing everything through from Jahwakening. So Elmorte needs to carry on in this vein, definitely. How are we doing for bag space? There's still a lot of stuff in here. So we need to just change some of this over. Some of this hasn't come through into a group. So let's have a look at some of that and put that in from our bags. Let's go through into our groups. I can see chat's going through quite a lot at the moment. So I'm just going to do add remove items, ignore random enchants on these, and put these on the mace, the staff. Let's try that. And what else have we got? Unyielding fists, that's massively over expensive. War scythe, add those in. What else have we got? If we scroll down to recipes and patterns and put in this schematic, what's that selling for? 11,000 apparently. That's not going to be that much. And the Razormore hatchling needs to go into battle pets. Scroll up, put that one in. Where's it gone? There it is. Okay, we've got ignore random enchants on all of those, so we'll need to do a little reload on that so TSM can get itself ordered. Okay, catch up. Yes, Jack, certainly will. Right, let's have a look. Teeks, watching my video about TSM operations setup, would you say just using DB market only for now? You're getting so lost again with TSM. It's okay to use DB market, especially with fast moving things. If you're not sure, use DB region market average. Any good luck with the sales today? I did have some good sales with living steel on Elmorte, which was good. And let me just work my way back up the chat. Also, we're just talking hypop, competition, and all of that. Still selling my pantaloons? Yep, definitely. Every now and again. I'm also making the silkweave satchels, which is good. And then catching back up on chat is talking about Drakari. Okay, Perkins, sorry I missed you. If you've gone already, hope I get rich overnight. That's very kind of you to say so. And then we did that, and did that one. Those do sell very well, and the netherweave bags. I like the netherweave bags. I only make 10 gold per bag, and the problem with them is they take forever to make. So I've stopped doing them because they just take too long, and time is money, as they say. Right, so we can post on those things that were in our bags, and that weren't going on. So let's start with those. Use your netherweave to make dust for the mongoose enchant. That's a good idea. I know you've mentioned that before, Costa. I've still got a load of... So if the Razormore hatchling is above max price, because my region market is 2,400. So going for 10,000 seems a rather excessive amount. So I'm going to go for that 9,000, which seems like a good compromise. I'll go with that one. And that one, not so much. That one's been overinflated. So I need to just double check that operation. But for now, we'll just post it on. Okay. It's for the new ones. Yep, well, that's good, Costa, even for me, because basically, if you say it often enough, it will get through my skull eventually. Right. Okay, so we did that. We didn't learn a lot. Oops, I just didn't mean to drink that. That mean fire water. We did most of our things we've got materials for. We could do with a check on Saronite. I haven't been doing that. I need to put that into a group. Let's do a quick shopping. Saronite ore. Let's have a look for that. And you just want them to buy the rubbish bags. Saronite ore doesn't work. You have to put an E in it. Otherwise it doesn't search. Spelling matters. Ooh, look at this. Saronite ore. Min buyout is 12. Market value is 27. Region market's 27. I don't have any accounting data on that. I'm sure I had some. Okay. So I'm going to definitely buy the stack of 8. I'm thinking buy all of that as well. We bought this before, didn't we, Jack? The region price is 27. So everything's under the region price. Yeah, buy them all. I'm happy to go with that. And now let's have a look at the bars. Saronite bar is also cheap, so which is why the crafting cost isn't so amazing here. So 22 gold for an actual bar, and it's going to take probably 2 ores to make 1 bar. So I'm definitely take that out. You think buy them all as well? What's the region on this? 61. Okay, that's definitely low. Okay, let's reset these as I've got the gold to turn this into something. Let's take all of those. There we go. Yeah, okay. Oh, thank you, Grungy. Have a great evening, and hope to see you again soon. So now, with all those open, we should have some accounting data in TSM. I can also transmute them, which will be good. This is the whole point of doing things with Elmorte. So now we've got some auction house data for these. Auction house, some TSM data. We've got purchase prices of Saronite bar and Saronite ore. So whilst I've got this, I'm going to do a shopping group into my alchemy so I can look out for this in the future. So we're going to make a new group. I'm going to call this Saronite. And I'm going to add into both of those, the bar and the ore. And the group operation should be shopping average buy, so that'll be fine. Our mailing, we've got send to Jahwakening. Actually, we want to change this to send to Elmorte for the alchemy stuff. Zoya, thank you very much for the follow. Where do I get my pyrite ore from? I think most of it came from the Bastion of Twilight. I've just raised the region price for us all. Yep, looks like it. I transmute to Pyrian bars, which we then can turn into true gold. Okay. Elmorte, nice name. It means the death. Yeah, something like that, Tommy. I kind of like butchered it, not based on any specific language. Yes, so I would have picked it up from various treasure chests whilst I was doing everything. In the thank you, Tommy. So I just want to change this mailing operation whilst I'm here. Let's make a new mailing operation. Thank you, Lambuna, for the follow. Very kind of you. So we're going to call this one send to Elmorte. Target character, Elmorte. There we go. Okay, keep that at the same. Okay. The potion and treasure finding item used while farming volatiles drops tiny treasure chests. They contain volatiles, ember silk, as well as elementium and pyrite ore. Yes, Shadar, that's exactly where I probably got them from. So you found the group the item was in, but the operations are fine. They use custom price setting, which goes like max first, 105% max between crafting and average buy divided by 0.95. The first, or 70% the first between the minimum DB market and region market average, DB region historical global market average, and 100% and vendor sale. So can't understand why it's so low. Okay, I'm gonna have trouble picking apart that one, because what you're gonna have to do is actually work through each of those price sources and almost write it down on a bit of paper as to where each of those things are coming from, and then work out what's happening there. Because looking at it, it's doing the maximum between the first of either the max crafting. So if looking at that, what's your crafting coming out at? The first thing I look at there is, okay, is your crafting based off some materials that have got a ridiculously low price? So the crafting cost is at the mat cost of the crafting materials could be very low, in which case but then it's the maximum of those, so maybe not. Do my add-ons automatically post items to sell? Omnio, yes, that's kind of what TSM's all about. It's not completely automatic, but it's all about organising your items so that you can post them on quickly and easily. So it takes a lot of work up front to do it, but then with TSM, you basically, once it's set up, you then just keep on posting your items on and making gold. That's the theory, anyway. What was the other thing I missed there? Gathermate and data, get a huge amount of information. Yes, Gathermate is definitely good for that. Historical is the problem. Okay, thank you, Jack, for picking through that one. Would never ever use historical, especially now when the gold is starting to inflate. Yeah, historical could be one of those things that, you know, sometimes prices are really high and sometimes they're really low, but they may not reflect what the market's like now. Yeah, I mean, you could really simplify that. I mean, it's doing that. The historical is coming in there, but first it's got to look at DB market and DB region market average, and then take that as 70% of the first between the two of them. I mean, it is an incredibly complicated string. So what I would have to do is really pick that apart. I mean, you can guess what each of the things is doing, but then what you'd have to do is then separate all the different brackets and work out where the max is and the firsts are, and then which it's doing the percentages on those. For me, I'd just map the whole thing out on a bit of paper, but that's how my brain would have to digest that big string, because it is massive. Which is why I tend to keep mine very simple, because my simple brain can understand them a lot more easily that way. And if you're on high pop, get rid of the region market stuff and global stuff. Yeah, it's probably if you're on a high pop, then the reason being of that would be because they move so quickly, and your server will be in control of its own markets. Hey Kmart, how are you? Almost B time, or do you mean bedtime? Bed, yes, I see that. Yes, it's getting there. But we've had a good stream so far. What I'm doing at the moment is just messing around with a few of my groups just to get them all working properly, because I'm getting myself set up here with my alchemy, Transmute alchemy here on Elmorte, which has gone really well so far. Leatherworking patterns, what do they mean by transmog and being crafted for sales? Basically anything that you can make leatherworking wise that looks good would be what you'd class as transmog with Last Starfighter. The Black Dragon Scale transmog set, as Costa said. Costa's got a good handle on leatherworking, so she's the one to answer your questions for sure. Okay, I'm going to send some of this gold over to Samadan, as we've managed to make some gold on an alt, which hasn't happened in a while. So 20,000 gold going to the man in the chef's hat, which is Samadan. Send that over, leave myself with 4,500. Doing good, glad to see we're doing well too. Another day, another gold piece. Exactly. Where am I at on the road? I am kind of still a bit below. Professor, thank you very much for the follow. We haven't got long left, I must admit. Elmorte, I've been quite pleased with doing the transition over to Transmute Master, so I'm hoping to move operations over to there. And then next I'm going to look at Jahwakening and the elixir side of things to see if I can open the alchemy side on that front. Elmorte is going to carry on with the mining though, because that's really good source of raw materials for me. I'm also thinking of sending Jahwakening around and doing some more herbalism stuff, because especially the old world herbs seem to be in quite low supply for me. So maybe I need to go through and do a little bit of research on them. So I'm trying to feed into Samadan's gold making at the moment. The main problem with Samadan is not having much in the way of cooking at the moment, so we're literally just relying on enchanting by the by, and then a little bit of tailoring as well. So let's have a look and actually go over to Samadan, see how things are on his side of things. There's the old angler, really like that. Kata herbs selling like mad. Yes, the Kata herbs are good ones actually. They got a good price on them and they're hard to get. Why is everything sparkling here? Is there something going on in this tavern? Cloth's not much worth in other expansions. Yeah, that's true, it is. Oh, the tavern crawl. Okay, Ameb, thank you very much for the heads up on that. I wondered for a reason. Okay, let's head on down here. Hey Tanar, how are you? Looks like free food. Doogie Guys add-ons helps a lot for material farming. Just click Professionals Material Farming, choose what mat, and it puts it on your map to follow a route. Roots does the same thing, but can't ever get Roots to work. It bugs your map out. Okay. Yeah, I like Roots at the moment. It's pretty good. Free food, steal it all. I haven't done any fishing with Samadan since we've got the angler stuff. I could probably do with trying some of that out, because we can now teleport to the nearest fishing node, which is really nice. It's a micro holiday, occasional happenings like regular holidays, holidays and spend summer, no real reward, just for fun. Okay. Now let's check the inbox. We have heavy hide and 20,000 gold, so let's take those. And then we're also probably going to need to do a restock. Let's have a look at our auctions. Did we get any sales at the moment? That's about to expire, so let's cancel that. In fact, these are only on 12 hours, so let's take those off. Take that off, those three off. And I'm also going to do a cancel scan on my enchants. So deselect all, just select my enchanting, run a cancel scan. They only happen for a day or two. Okay, so literally, if you happen to be wanting to do them and a bit of fun, then it's worth it. Okay, we have a few undercuts. Haven't sold one of these Immaculate Fibrils for a while. Oh, I have just sold a Crusader though. That's good to know. And then what else have we got coming through? This rest should come through quite suddenly. With some undercuts. Yep, there we go. Loads of undercuts. 41 auctions. So let's take them all off. And repost them on. I also need to look for some silk. So let's do that whilst we're here. Any silk under... Oh, yes we go. There's 200 there for 156. I'll take that. I'll take 144 for 158. 192 for 150 elt. Just sold a satchel. So we're going to buy some more silk here. At 159. We're taking all the big stuff first, and then we'll whittle it down to just the small stuff. I'm going to take the 5 of 5 as well. In fact, as I'm not going to be on here for a few more hours, I'm going to strip it bare, bar one of these low ones. I'll leave that one on as an offering to the auction house gods. Like so. So that if anyone comes in and undercuts, automatically I'll go for 153. Hellrider, thank you very much for the follow. I missed a few things there. Hey Kaifin, I'm still on, just about holding on. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Going to make some pantaloons to raise the tally. That's a good idea, Costa. I can do that. There we go. There we go. Past caravan. There we go. Caught up and everything. Apologies if I miss anything, as I have bought loads. Good evening, Rasheen. How are you? How's your Monday been so far? Well, it's probably Tuesday for you now, isn't it? Okay, we need to post all this lot back on. We did a whole load of cancels. So let's open up all of that, including the buys. Go through that. For my 65k daily. Yep, definitely. Just pass by on your way to get your midnight nectarine. Okay, Rasheen, no problems. Pleasure to have you, even briefly. Pretty bad most of the day and night before today. Oh, right, okay. Dare I ask? But, oh, Key US, thank you ever so much for the follow. Doing very well here, thank you very much. We've had quite a good day in sales today. I think we should be close to our 65k target. TSM. Yes, it's still got a few bugs, that's for sure. My son was telling me the other day, actually no, not the other day, just a few hours ago, he accidentally pressed update all on his Twitch app and it updated his TSM 3 to TSM 4. So it was kind of like, oh well, I might as well go all in. There we go. Might as well open up the rest of these now. Missing the crafting scans, have to think now. Yes, now crafting scans, I've not really looked into those, Tanner, but they used to be good for looking for stuff to disenchant. I don't think it's been implemented yet, but I haven't looked into it, so I can't be fully sure. It's going to post on my auctions. I need to select all groups and run a post scan. Your premium and your bug where your profile completely breaks TSM wasn't fixed with the release, so Furious being forced to use TSM 4. Oh right, okay. See, I had a similar bug to you, I think, and I had to ended up deleting everything, like the WTF folder and everything, and so I lost all my settings, all my data, and I started from scratch, and then I re-imported my paste bin, and that was able to get TSM working for me back when they did that big 8.0 update. But for me, that's been a blessing in disguise, because I've then used that as an opportunity to start from scratch, which is where the idea came about for doing the TSM for beginners series, because I was literally starting from scratch. It's in the not yet implemented section on the knowledge base. Okay, so it's on its way. Yeah, it was a good thing in TSM3, so I would definitely welcome its return. So what more does Gathermate have to offer? So far I've just been using it to track herbalism and mining nodes. Yeah, I use Gathermate 2 for all sorts, for fishing, and it can also do treasure chests as well, I believe. Are Legion invasions on the Broken Shore still a thing? Yes, they should be. Hey Frodo, how are you? How do I create auctioning strings based on... Oops, I missed that. Chat's gone off too far. Based on my own server. You find it really hard to do for your own. Do you mean based off of DB Market? It's a difficult one because it's so easy to artificially inflate your own prices. The way I'd possibly do it, if that was the case for me, is I would use a combination of DB Market and DB Region Market Average, and maybe do an average of them too. Oh, we had this one this morning on EU. Okay, there we go. Do you think they'll put in the cancel all like in TSM3? I don't think so, Evio, because you can kind of do that already. When you're in your auctions like this and you just use the scroll wheel, it will go through and cancel. You just literally have to scroll through and cancel everything. So it's not like you can press one button and walk away, unfortunately. You still have to sit there with your scroll wheel, and it's a little bit temperamental. So it's not as good as the cancel all button. It'll be nice if they put that in, but I'm not sure they've got a reason to do so, unfortunately. I looked into your bug reports today, and the following update fixed your TSM4 not functional issue. Okay. Under a certain time frame, like all under 2 hours left. Yes, Occupa, you can change that in your duration here, and you can change short, medium, and long, and just show all the ones that are under 30 minutes or the ones that are within 30 and 2 hours, and then just cancel those by running them through. Nether Shards, Epic, Disenchant for Chaos. That's why the invasions. Yep, that's a good one, Joyce. You can get a good sort of 7 or 8 Chaos Crystals from that. And then there's also the Elite Strike Centinex Order Hall quest that really helps, because that's a lot of Nether Shards there. Okay. Did you say you started making off the beginner's guides? Yes, it was a new YouTube series I've done, Tana. If I type it in here, learn. I can't spell. Learn. It's a new YouTube series I've done on getting started with TSM4. So it's all about how to use TSM4 mainly. So it goes through the basics of, you know, how to set it up and what you do, and then my mentalities will expand on that over the series, and your sort of various goal making tips will come in there as a part of that one. Hey Wave, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hey Redshift, how are you? Right, we were going to make some pantaloons. That's what we were doing here. We did post all of this lot on, didn't we? Yeah. So let's use up some of this silk weave here to make some pantaloons. Whilst I was talking, I could have been doing that. We're going to make 89 of them. So we'll do that and we'll vendor flip those. Let's just leave that one up. I'm just going to grab some water briefly. Hold on. Right. So how much was it up to already? We are currently at 3 3/4 million at the moment. Oh, thank you, Rasheen. That's very kind of you. Gonna watch the new series. Much needed help. Excellent, Redshift. If you have any other things that you're looking for, please do put a note in the comments, and I can always look to do those in a future video. I do the pantaloons only while cooking or doing the chores AFK. Yep, Joyce, that's a good reason to do that. For me, it's quite nice to do it whilst I'm trying to catch up on all the chat. But we're making a fair few here at the moment, so we'll probably need to go off to Dalaran and get some more sharp sprite thorn at some point. It'd be nice if you could do fishing whilst crafting. That would be quite good, but I can understand that would just mess things up. Will I be streaming more once BFA hits? It all depends on my work schedule, really, Shallower. It's going to be unlikely. I'd like to put in some more hours if I can, but it depends on the balance between work and family time. Obviously, those come first. Oh, Meriki, thank you ever so much for the raid. Very kind of you. How is everyone? Thank you very much. All that whilst ketchuping. Yes, exactly. How are you, Meriki? Thank you very much for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. For those that don't know me from Meriki's stream, my name's Samadan, and I'm making a lot of pantaloons right now. Very good, thank you very much here. We're just going to be doing our gold tally very soon, but in the meantime we're going to just try and boost our gold a little bit more by making a whole load of silkweed pantaloons, and we're going to vendor them for at least 10 to 20 gold profit per pantaloon, which would be nice. Right, last two and then we're done, and then we're going to vendor these by going over to my glorious mount and use the TSM list to search for pantaloon, and then we can sell all, and literally sell all of these for a decent amount of money. So we're at 3,750,000, and so that lot of pantaloons is 4,200 from buying probably about 2,000 worth of silk or something thereabouts. So not bad. Not bad at all. Dory's sleeping, which is well deserved. She had to take care of Mad Rasheen all day long. Okay, so looking at that, we did the restocks. We had some satchel sales, didn't we? We could possibly do with restocking on those, but I'll leave those for the moment because I still think we've got some on. And grumping and stomping about all day too. Must be catching. Annoying sluggish. Ah, sorry to hear that, Custom. Just joined, so you just buy the silk, craft these and sell them for profit. Yes, Mardak, if you can buy any silk, Shalderai silk on your server for less than 2 gold 42, so I bought everything except for one here that's 1 gold 53, and then if you've got the rank 3 silkweave pantaloons tailoring recipe, which is this one here, silkweave pantaloons rank 3, it costs 16 silk to make. So basically if you're getting your silk for less than 2 gold 42, that means you can vendor it for a profit, because the vendor sell price is 40 gold, plus if you make an epic it's 54 gold, so you definitely make more gold just by doing that. If you can get your silk for under 2 gold, then obviously you make more profit. So look out for that, and hopefully people dumping their Shalderai silk will give you at least an opportunity there. Obviously still make satchels if they're a profit for you as well, and maybe stockpile a little bit more of it so you've got some there just in case you need it once BFA comes out. Oh, what did we miss here? It's too warm. Yeah, it is that. Don't say warm or hot or anything like that. Are you crazy? Yes, as both Jack and Costa said. Oh, did they delete your tunes, Mariki? That's bad. Thankfully not. To be going to their nans for a week this week. Oh, very nice, Mariki. Give you a bit of peace and quiet. You have the same amount of gold as like 3 hours ago. Really, Costa? That's excellent. Bought piles of silk in between other actions you did. Okay. Your entire closet full of rank 3 pants. Why do I craft those? To basically vendor them, Tommy, because it costs me less in materials than I'll get from vendoring them. So it's even more valuable than disenchanting. Well, the main thing really is convenience than anything else. Yes, you could disenchant them. Yes, you could make silkweave satchels, but vendoring them means immediate gold in your pocket. Am I going to buy the auction house mount on the first day of BFA or wait for the rep discount? There isn't a rep discount anymore, Divati. It's straight up 5 million gold by whichever means now. What's the name of those pants? It's Silkweave Pantaloons. Fenn's got you there. And I'm behind on chat. Okay. Fortunately, we have a ton of friends coming over for a barbecue while they're gone. So you're going to be AWOL over the weekend. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's always the balance, isn't it, Mariki? I'm in a similar position myself. I've got the week off work this week. Yeah, it's filled chock-a-block with family stuff, so I'm not getting as much chance to do as much WoW stuff as I might have thought. Cyprus, thank you ever so much for the follow. But I am getting to do some more YouTube videos, which is good. I'm enjoying doing those. Alright, we've got Hexweave. I don't think I went to my garrison and sorted that out, so that's something I missed. But I think what I'll do is I'll do my gold tally now. So let's have a look at my chart and see how things are. Whoops, where's my window gone? There it is. And close that one down. I just read someone Wellhead, but it might be an old post then. Ah, right. Yes, sometimes you can get old information out there. So it reminds me it's bedtime. Yes, Costa. Okay, so here's my chart. Apologies for the Brutosaur missing his head. There it is. So we've plateaued off a little bit more. Thank you very much, Jack. So if you would like to take a copy of this chart and use it for your own purposes, you're more than welcome. You can adapt it for a WoW token if you so wish. But this is basically my journey getting the 5 million gold. Obviously, I'm below target. I'm not even at 4 million yet, and there's not long left at all. We're in the run-up to the final 2 weeks, so unless something miraculous happens or I put in a lot of hours and push in some other new markets, I'm unlikely to make it. But with the release of BFA coming very soon, you never know how many people are going to be coming back. So I might have that on my side, plus do whatever I can to increase my markets and push out some more gold. Elmorte is doing really well with the alchemy, so I hope to complement that with Jahwakening and farm some more items and hopefully, get myself at least over 4 million. So tonight's is pretty good. We are on the 31st, yeah. So let's just check my bag prices. There we go. Let's pop that one up. You have TAM set to update at 30 minutes. Your tooltip says auctions is 2 hours ago. Is this right? TSM set to update at 30 minutes. Yes, well, it all depends on when Blizzard does the update and when that gets released. But yes, it is farm chromatic drop instant gold cap. Is that right, Linear? Where would I get that from, and how much time would I have to do? And then I'd also have to rely on a seller. Perhaps do a longer mining run. That's a good idea, Costa. I could do that. So I can make more living steel. Yeah, that's I could do that, but I would also need to probably get some spirits of harmony and motes of harmony, so I can do the so I can do the reputation, not reputation, so I can do the riddle of steel. Okay. It's around 2.5 million on your realm. Okay, or even less. Okay. So putting in our goal target here is 3,754,298. So our gold tally for today is 59,000. So thanks to Elmorte's living steel and a little bit of extra pantaloons just at the end there, we got very close to our 65 target. Obviously a lot of these have been well under the 65 target, so my new target is going to be more than that now. Our daily target was 65, but now we're really looking at how many days left. A lot less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 days left. Okay, and we're looking at B77. So if I change that to B77 and 15, that is actually going to give me a daily target of 83,000. So I'm even further off. So targets are getting higher because the push is getting ever more desperate to get to the end. So this is our new target now, 83,000. So that's, whoops, I need to do that. That's quite monumentous. Oh, can't type that in whilst I'm doing that. Let me move this over this side, might be easier. No, I can't do it at the moment. I'll have to wait till my window's bigger for that. Okay, there we go. It's daunting, but it's doable. Let's move that bigger. There we go. So 83. There we go. Close that down. Make that smaller. There we go. 83,000 for the next 15 days. That's the target. It's a pretty big one. I'm not entirely sure how doable it is with my current strategy. I don't think I'm doing enough. So I'll have a think about that and see what else I can do. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Sum 5 million minus B52 count blank. I've never heard of that one. Will dynamically update your daily target instead of counting the number of days manually. Count blank, so it counts the number of blank things between there. Oh, that's really good, Brenda. Thank you very much. Today I learned about count blank. I love it. That's really nice. Okay, what else did we have here? I missed out on loads of stuff. Hold on, let me go way up here. I missed loads of stuff. Okay. So all living steel, I got that far. Okay. And so it's all different prices for the chromatic. Okay. Everyone said they brought chromatic sword back and keep saying they didn't. Okay, that's its farmable. Is the tooltip materials work for me? Yes, French Curse, I think it does. They did fix that, I believe. Where's something that's got materials in it? Not sure I've got it here. You wanted to use the chart, couldn't figure out how to. All right. Yeah, it does require a certain amount of spreadsheet knowledge. Nevlight, how are you? What farm do I suggest for someone just starting out on goblining? I would suggest maybe some ghost iron ore. That's quite a decent one and it sells quite quickly. Do I ever farm and sell big ticket items like battle pets, mounts? No, Shadow Up. Basically, because on my server they just take a long time to shift. I've got some pets on Samadan here that are worth quite a lot, but they just haven't sold. Time to start dancing in the gold churrin. Hey Yikes, how are you? Don't know what to do. You're brand new to gold making and clueless. Please help. Start with fun and enjoy the learning process. The road can be long, but as long as you're enjoying it and take small steps, it's very rewarding. So try something small, like just going out and farming some herbs and selling those, or going out and mining some ore and selling those, and then from there you can grow, and then learn about professions, learn about the things that you find enjoying in the game, and then do those. Funny that it's randomly B52. Yes. You had a really old copy of this spreadsheet in your Google Docs. Brilliant. Yes, that's right. The B-52 bomber and the B-52s did Love Shack. It's not like some 41 and the smiley. Also that and a cocktail. Yeah. B-52 bomber. Yeah. I remember drinking that. If you're too low, copper, tin, bronze and gems. Yeah, that's good suggestions, Costa, definitely. As Shallow said, including more Transmute, pet textual help, Drudgegul should be actually saying for about 25k. My son got one of those a long time ago. Gonna be mining Ghost Iron all day tomorrow. Good luck, Evia, hope you get it. Okay, what else have we got? Is it worth fishing? Really like fishing, but heard it's bad for making gold. It's good fun. I enjoy it. I'm not sure about this gold making potential though. Some of the fish are worth it. It's really just an arbitrary deadline. You are likely to make gold faster once we hit release. Yes, exactly, Commander Bond. That's the thing. But the thing I'm thinking of here is, this is part of the challenge, and that's the deadline I've set. If I make it, if I don't make it, but it's certainly something to aim for. How many pants would be that to make what, up to 5 million? That would be a lot. Am I on a low pop server? Yes, it is. Pretty low pop. Hey, lowercase, how are you? Quite a shock to process the soothing voice talking about goblining. Thank you very much. It's good gold early in the expansion. Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. Allow, definitely. I'm going to be heavy into cooking in BFA or just make some groups today. Not really sure what price strings should go after. Yes, Devati, I'm definitely going to be looking into cooking, fishing, and tailoring and enchanting. Okay. 500 pants you've crafted before sleep. Okay. That's pretty good. Why would it not be good for later? What was that for? Fishing. Well, it depends. I guess, doesn't it? Depends on what you're going to be able to use it for and what's going to be coming up. Excuse me. Alright, my voice is going. I'm going to probably have to finish it up there, I think, before I completely dry up. Just exceptionally good in the beginning. Yes, I guess from that comparison, yeah, everything's exceptionally good, but definitely something that requires a bit of gathering. Gathering professions do very well at the beginning, so I hear. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Jack. When the raids come out. Right, okay, I think I'm going to finish it up there, as I'm over time already. So you're a full pop server, have been for years, all classes maxed, but make maybe 5 to 30 gold a day, 30k being if you're super lucky. Should you transfer to a lower pop server? I don't know, Kmart. I know Gumdrops is on a pretty high pop server and makes his gold not by focusing on the high end stuff, but by doing the lower expansion things, and that tends to work for him. Yes, my next stream will be on Wednesday. But you haven't been on that long. Sorry, Kyofin. Yes, it's getting late here. So thank you, Synark, for the follow. And Yikes, thank you also for the follow. Are we going to watch the schematic on stream? Oh, the cinematic. Oh yes, there'll be a new one, won't there? Yes, most likely. I'll watch that. I suppose I do need to sleep at some point. Yes, my tired old bones. I'm having a nice family day out, so I want to be nice and refreshed for that. So let's see if we can find someone on that we can throw a host over to. Who is playing that would like a host? Ah, thank you, lowercase, for the follow. Very kind of you. Right, okay, let's have a look. We are going to do... That's someone I don't know. I think let's go with Sharken for tonight. Oops, can't spell too many things. There we go. And then we're going to go and click on that. And once that comes up, wait for that to load, then I can mute that. There we go. So thank you, everyone. Your company has been most welcome tonight. We're going to throw a host over to Sharken, who looks like he's running around doing a loot appraiser challenge at the moment. Very chill streamer. I would heartily recommend sending him a follow. Next stream for me is going to be Wednesday, so I hope to see you then. And until next time, happy gold making and have a lovely evening.